What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here back with another action figure review. This time I decided I'd go ahead and give you guys a double whammy, considering the fact that I got these two figures together, and they are the SHF Kamen Rider Vice and Revi, or Revi, I don't know what it is. It's probably Revi, but I'm just going to call them V and R, as you guys can see, and let's go ahead and dive right into them, starting off with these sexy ass packaging. Now, I am a sucker for color, and I don't know what it is about these color combinations, but they sold me the moment that I looked at them. And first off, for Vice right here, we've got the window where you can see the figure. You've got what looks like a dinosaur right there. It says SHF, an image of the figure right there, Kamen Rider Vice. Bandai Tamashii Nations, you got the same thing going on here, except this one has a different color scheme for the front, where this is black, this is pink. Both of these figures look so beautiful, man. On the bottom, you got a full body image of both figures. I don't know what this is. I guess it's like the barcode or something. I don't know. At the top, you got some other stuff going on, SHF. Then you got the names of the figures, some images of them along the sides right here, and the same information. This one looks dope too. I'm not even gonna lie. I was here for this guy, but this guy really sold me. But either way, here's the back where you can see the figures and some of the poses you can get them into. And then here's all the legal stuff and barcode right there. But anyway, let's go ahead and bust these figures out, man, because I'm pretty freaking excited for these, not gonna lie. Ace, what happened? I remember you saying that you would never get into Kamen Rider. You said you would never buy these figures.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Look, I know what I said, but let me explain. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. It was the color combination on these guys that sold me.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Look, as crazy as that sounds, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I saw these figures and it really was no thought put into it, man. I don't know what it is, but something about the turquoise and the pink and the black and the blue. I saw these figures, right? And they reminded me of a pair of shoes I had back when I was in high school. There were a pair of Vans that I wore and rocked. And I'm like, guys, I've said this a million times. For those of you who don't know, I am a sucker for color. I am a sucker for fashion. And just something about these two just sold me immediately. To this day, I still don't know anything about Kamen Rider. I really don't. I've never watched it, never tried to watch it, but just looking at these things, I was like, these look like beautiful figures, and so I just decided to pick them up. It had nothing to do with anybody's review. Shout out D Amazing. I think he's the only person that's reviewed these, but it had nothing to do with that. I just saw these and I was like, they look freaking cool, and so here they are. Now that I got that out of the way, let's get into the detail. Now, when it comes to these figures, V is the main one that I was planning on picking up. Like, I saw this guy and I was like, I have to get this. I don't know if he's got like a dinosaur type helmet on or what. I'm guessing so, just because this dinosaur logo on him, and actually they both have it. I don't know, man. Just all of these colors just really resonated with me. And the fact that I've heard that these figures pose so beautifully. That just makes it even better. I saw D's review, but I don't exactly remember everything from it. I think I was just kind of like scrolling through and I watched it. And I'll be watching his videos and other people's videos and I'll fall asleep and then someone else's review will be on. That's probably what happened. But this guy just looks so freaking good, man. With all the paintwork, the sculpt, all that good stuff on this guy. The different colors. You've got some silvers in here, some pinks, the blues, the purple, dinosaur. I really love the eyes on this. I love this Power Ranger-esque type look. I don't know, man. Then you got the sharp claws at the feet, the hands. It looks like they even have claws at the hands. The tail, which is cool. I didn't know there was a tail on it, but that's kind of cool. Also, this little sash he's got going on here, or scarf, not sash. I don't know, man. I just really like the look of this figure, man, and it feels nice also. This isn't the first time I've handled a Kamen Rider figure, but this guy just feels nice. And then moving on to this guy right here, I don't know, man. I just saw these as figures I could pose with some of my other figures. Like if I decide to buy some Rangers in the future, or I decide to buy, I don't know, these look like superheroes, man. Like you can even throw them in with my hero stuff. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments. I don't want to say too much because I don't want the comments to be like, no, you got the personalities all wrong. They're villains. So, yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. They look cool. That's all you need to know. Let's put them back and see how tall they stand. Now, to the top of his head, my boy V actually stands right at about 6.5 inches, a little bit short of it, but he's pretty much right there. And then to the top of R's head, he's pretty much about the same height. So, they actually, yeah, they're pretty much right at the same height, which is cool. But anyway, I'll be showing some size comparisons later on in the video. It's going to be a bunch of random ones, so be prepared for that. Now, articulation-wise, my boy V does look up pretty well. The head pops off kind of easy, so be wary of that. But he looks up really only about that much. It could clearly go further, but with the sculpted-on scarf, it's not going to go up any more than that. He doesn't really look down much either because of the helmet, which, I mean, that's makes sense. He does get really good tilt and turn, as you guys can see, so you can be a little bit expressive with him even though you can't see his eyes. Now, if you want him to look up further, you can kind of use the diaphragm joint and then tilt his head up. Now it looks like he's looking up, so there you go. He does crunch forward very well also, so back and forward he does pretty good. And then you can get even more out of the waist. That is really freaking good articulation. He leans forward about that much, so he can kind of look at the ground if you tuck in the helmet behind the scarf. There you go. So if you want him looking down, arms do go up and out about that much. Because of these crazy shoulder pads, you're not going to get too much more. So it's not like you can extend out the arms or anything. Now, in terms of bringing them forward, I don't know. The butterfly joint doesn't seem as effective as I would like it to be. So you can bring them in about that much. I'm trying to curve it and see. He can just about give somebody a hug. He does have a bicep swivel. He does have double jointed elbows, but with single jointed range. You can't really bring him in any more than that, just because of the engineering and everything that he's pretty much got going on here. So yeah, you're not going to get any more than that. But like I said, you can bring his arms in for a hug or something like that, or if you got a gun you want to put in his hand, I don't know. Hands are on the standard SHF ball peg. Once again, feels very sturdy. I'm happy about that. And they move around quite well. He does turn and rock at the diaphragm, same at the waist, thank goodness. Now, as far as the legs go, it looks like they're on the drop down method. They kind of are. Not much, but they do go up and down. As you guys can see, it does separate. But when you drop him down, he can kick an enemy in the face. Perfect. He kicks back, but it kind of goes out. So, yeah. But he does do that. The splits very, very well. He does have a thigh swivel, double jointed knees that are actually very effective. Foot doesn't really go down much because the back of the boot does hit the upper part of the boot. Not just hit my camera, sorry about that. Everything's hitting everything. Anyway, it goes up about that much. He gets a little bit of ankle rocker, not a lot. Actually, I think that's effective enough. Mine feels a little stiff, so be careful with that. His foot does go up, so he does have a toe hinge. Articulation-wise, he's definitely good in terms of the body. Now, the tail is on, I don't know if it's a ball peg or a hinge. I can't really tell. There we go. Kind of like a ball peg. It's like a mixture, ball peg and a hinge. But it does go up, down, left, right. You can move it all around. And same with the scarf. So articulation-wise on this guy, I would say probably 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. I really wish that he had some kind of butterfly joint, but other than that, freaking perfect. Now, moving on to R, he does look up a little bit better, and obviously it's because he doesn't have a scarf limiting his movement, and the neck does lift up quite a bit also. He looks down until the chin touches the chest, so that works perfect. He does get really good movement at the head. Now, I heard that the arms are restricted, and so I'm already expecting that. It doesn't look like this shoulder pad goes up too much more than this. I don't want to break this, so I think this is about as much as you can get out of the arms when it comes to lifting them up. That does kind of suck. And then he does have what looks like a butterfly joint, but also just like the other one, his arms don't extend out of the socket. So that's about the only amount of range you can get. So if you put guns in his hands, he can shoot forward, no problem. But you can't really get him in any crazy like sword holding poses with both hands. He does have a bicep swivel. The elbows, mine are very stiff, are also single jointed, but this one feels super stiff in terms of movement. So yeah, you can get him in the no, don't shoot type pose, no problem. Hands are once again on the SHF ball peg. They move around just fine. As far as the diaphragm, looks like it works very well. He leans back, not too much because of this piece right here, this backpack type piece. I don't know. Forward, I wasn't expecting that. Anyway, I don't know if that's supposed to come off or what, but it does go back on pretty easy. Anyway, he can lean forward about that much. He does get a ton of movement at the waist and the diaphragm, as you guys can see. He kicks forward very, very well. Legs are on the drop down method, and so you can totally do the splits with him. He can kick you in the face, and so I saw that his pose on the back of the box was kicking. So yeah, he can get kicking poses, no problem. He does not kick back. Unfortunately, which, I mean, that's fine. Why would he be kicking back anyway? It's just cool that they can do it when they can. He does have double jointed knees, which work very well. Foot doesn't really go down much, also because this piece does touch the back. It goes up about that much. He does get ankle rocker, and he does get toe hinge. So articulation wise, definitely limited on this guy, which, like I said, I already knew that before the review. I've heard it from several people. He feels very stiff compared to him, and I mean, either way, both of them, they work very well and they look nice. For him, I'd say his articulation is about a 6. I really wish you could do more with the arms, but he still looks great. Now moving on to accessories, starting with my boy V. He does come with a pair of relaxed-ish type hands straight out of the packaging. And they're pretty much hands for just having his hands down by his side. Of course, he does come with a pair of fist hands. He comes with a pair of trigger hands. He comes with a pair of weapon holding hands. And he comes with a pair of open palm hands, almost like claws. And I really like this because I don't know if he claws his enemies, but I mean, you can use them for it. He does come with this piece right here, and I don't know what the heck this is. It looks like the same piece that fell off of R earlier, but one thing I realized, I don't know if this is what you're supposed to do with it, but you can actually plug this like right here and slide it into this little pouch. I don't know, it might not even be for him. It might be an extra for R. I cannot say, but I mean, you can put it right there if you want to. If you're confused like me, then there you go. And lastly, he does come with these two like axe type blades that kind of even look like a gun when you look at it from certain angles. I don't know what these are. I really don't. But apparently these are for both of them. So V uses one, R uses the other. So yeah, I guess they meant for you to buy these as a set and not separately. And so by mixing up the accessories, that was their way of getting you to do that. That was a real smart move, Tamashii. Real smart move. You got me. I was going to buy them both anyway, though. Now moving on to the accessories for R. They kind of did him dirty, but as I said, they probably were expecting guys to buy him. And since he came with accessories for him, they had to do that. I think that's what the case is. Action figure companies are smart, man. But here my boy R is doing the homie supporting kick. That's what I call it. Because I got him in this kicking pose, no problem, but I didn't want him to fall over in case I hit the table. Anyway, the accessories, he comes with a pair of relaxed hands straight out of the packaging. He comes with a pair of fist hands. He comes with a pair of trigger hands. He comes with a pair of just weapon gripping hands. And then he also comes with a pair of just regular open palm-ish type hands. And so accessory-wise, you don't really get much with him, to be expected. They pretty much both come with the same pair of hands, if that makes any sense. And yeah, that's pretty much all you get. Now moving on with some size comparisons. Here they are standing next to the SHF Dragon Ball Z Tournament of Power Androids 17 and 18. As you can see, 17 and 18 are really small compared to these two. Here they are standing next to a Mafex 2-pack, Batman The Dark Knight Returns Batman, and a Marvel Legends PS4/PS5 Gamerverse Miles Morales. Here they are standing next to an SHF Mark IV War Machine and a Marvel Legends Victory Royale Series Fortnite Lynx, and I think she looks really good with these guys. Here they are standing next to a Dawson model Yu Yu Hakusho 1/10 scale Hiei and Kurama. And lastly, here they are standing next to a Revoltech My Hero Academia Deku and a Marvel Legends Retro Wave Armored Spider-Man. Now, when it comes down to these figures, right, it's very obvious I have no idea what's been going on. I probably made some people sick to their stomach with this review, especially if they're true fans.
Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy.
That being said, I'm only human, man, and what do we as humans do when we see something we like? We buy it, whether we know about it or we don't. There's always room and time to learn. Now, buying these, does that mean I'm going to get into Kamen Rider? No. Are there other Kamen Rider figures that I've looked at that I might end up purchasing in the future? Yes. Yes, for sure. Because, man, like I said at the beginning of the video, I am a sucker for design, I am a sucker for art, and I am a sucker for color. The color and the designs on these sold me. Whether I know anything about them or not, I've bought figures from anime I've never watched just because I love the design. The only difference is I took the time to go and do some research before I got to the reviews. This one, I wanted to go in blind because I wanted to see how much fun I had, and I also wanted to give a fair review. If I started watching the series before I reviewed these figures and I really loved it, it felt like my review could possibly be biased, like a lot of my anime reviews. So you got a blind review for me, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I tried to add some funny in here. I hope that you guys liked it. If not, let me know in the comments. I'll take it out of the next one. But to be fair, I really do enjoy these figures. I came into this figure already knowing that he was going to be limited when it came to the articulation. So it doesn't bother me as much now that I already knew that. It does suck though, I will say, because I really just want to pose this figure up. And honestly, I kind of like this one more than I like this one, which is weird because he's the reason that I bought the figure. So yeah, I don't know, but this guy, I will say, R does feel very, very stiff. So be careful with him. I'm going to put mine in some hot water because moving anything from the torso up just feels very stiff and fragile. And maybe that's just my figure. I don't know. Maybe I had it sitting in the heat or the cold too long. Not entirely sure. But either way, I enjoyed these. So yeah, if you're planning on getting these, they are still up on AmiAmi. You can buy them as a set or you can buy them individually. That's entirely up to your discretion. But that being said, that's my review. Hope that you guys enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That always helps me out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And lastly, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe wherever you are, and bye.